Hi, this is the second part of this lesson, the abstract. Okay, in the last part, we've seen the importance of the abstract. Now, let's delve into the definition, right? You're going to squeeze all what you've done in your research just into a few words. Look, guys, this abstract is going to be all about your research in just one paper into few words. They're going to be concise. Okay? Yeah. And it should be written on a separate page. On one page separately. Separate with the other ones. Remember that the abstract is not an excerpt copy. Excerpt copy. It's not an excerpt copy of your thesis. For example, it's not a passage. No, it's not an extract. No, but it should be a description of your research. You're going to describe. Yeah, and again, you're not going to describe the topic. No, you describe the research. So you have to distinct that clearly. You have to be clear about that, about describing the research. Okay, and it should be also independent. Independent, what that means? It means it should not be dependent on other sections. For example, the methodology, the or another thing. Okay, it should be independent. It should be separate. In all cases, the abstract is the very last thing you do in your thesis. Okay, after finishing everything, then you go to the abstract. It is the last component. There are reasons, of course, why. It allows you to briefly summarize the entire study after completing the research methodology and results. After finishing the research, after having the methodology and having the results, now it's time to write the abstract. Okay, it's time to write it briefly and it's time to summarize it. At the end, you can accurately capture the key findings. You're not going to, if you write the abstract at the beginning, you're not going to capture the key findings and the contributions also without having to revise the abstract repeatedly. Here it's going to be a problem and it's going to be a waste of time for you. Yeah, so that you leave the abstract until the end. Until the end. Yeah. Next, since the research paper may undergo revisions and refinements during the writing process, crafting the abstract last helps in avoiding multiple revisions of the abstract. What does this mean? Revisions here, like we said before, if you write your abstract at the beginning or in the middle before finishing the methodology and having the results, here you are going to every time to revise it again and again, and you have to do refinements. What does it mean, refinement? It means improvements. Okay, you are going to improve it each time. So this is not good for you. It's going to be a waste of time. That's why. So you have to write it at last. Clarity and conciseness. This one should be crucial. Having a complete paper enables you to condense complex information into a clear and concise abstract that effectively communicates the study's significance. It should be significant. How? It should be it should be clear and concise. Clear. The words have to be clear and it should be concise. What does it mean concise? It should be short and direct to the subject. Directly to the topic. If I read it, I'm going to understand what this research paper about. Okay, and here of course it should be condensed. It means shortened. Yeah, in one paper, in a separate page. It should be clear and concise. Nice. Avoid premature conclusions. Avoid early conclusions. How? Writing the abstract last prevents prematurely drawing conclusions that might change as you delve deeper into the research. When you delve deeper into the research, here, if you don't write it at last, you are going to avoid, you are not going to avoid premature conclusions. Okay? This is why we need to write it at last, to avoid premature conclusions. Yeah. And here it saves time and effort. Instead of repeatedly revising the abstract as the paper evolves, writing it last minimizes the need of constant adjustment, saving time and effort. Like I've said it before. This gonna save you time, right? That minimizes the end of the adjustments and saving time and of course effort. Next, it enhances coherence. When you write your abstract at last, it enhances coherence. Sorry. What does it mean, the coherence here? It means the flowing of the idea should be coherent, should be logic. That's why. Alright? The abstract becomes a coherent summary when written at the end. As you have a full understanding of how all the components of your research fit together. So there is a logic in here. Okay? Next, highlights the key findings. By waiting until the end, you can focus on highlighting the most crucial findings and contributions of your research in the abstract. Okay, guys, the last thing you do, you're gonna find the key findings. But if you didn't write the abstract until the end, you're not gonna find the key findings. What do I mean by key findings? We are gonna have to find out later, all right? What are the key findings? It facilitates consistency. Consistency. It helps maintain consistency between what is promised in the abstract and what is delivered in the main body of the paper. For example, when I read your abstract, as a researcher, as a teacher, I'm gonna understand if you promised, what did you promise in the abstract. I'm going to find it in the body, all right, in your research, in the content of the research paper. Okay? But if I didn't find it, there is no consistency there, right? There is something wrong about it, okay? Yeah, so I might be wrong, you might be wrong, right? And I'm gonna waste my time, right? It finalized contribution. Writing the abstract last ensures that is accurately reflects the finalized contribution of your research, enhancing the overall quality of the abstract. It gives you a good quality, okay? Yeah, of the abstract, and it helps you to finalize the contribution. Okay, this one, the abstract reflects that. It is a reflection. The abstract is the reflection of the content of your research paper.